Hello! I'm Sean Locke and welcome to a very Christmassy Argumental, the show where the hottest names in comedy debate the biggest issues facing mankind. Issues like, if pandas are so cute and lovable, why don't they fancy each other? Is Kama Sutra the Indian word for, where are you? And at their Christmas parties, do doctors X-ray their arses? Oh, I got cancer. That's a nice Christmassy joke, isn't it? Here to argue such burning issues are our teams. In the red corner, Captain Sean Walsh and his guest, Mickey Flanagan. In the blue corner, Captain Robert Webb and his guest, Jason Manford. OK, let's kick off. Tonight, the subject under discussion is Britain can't afford Christmas. Opposing the statement, it's Jason Manford.
Of course we can afford Christmas. Every parent can afford Christmas. All you have to do is make sure you pick a favourite child. That's the difficult part. It's just about focusing your resources, right? Sorry, ginger kids, enjoy your satsumas, right? There's other tricks, of course, to save money, like when the wife says, oh, no, don't bother getting me anything this year. Don't get her anything. And, yeah, try that. It doesn't matter what you give kids for Christmas, as they always seem to prefer the box that they came out of. And, although, ironically, that's how I feel about kids. So don't scrimp on presents. Scrimp on other things, like the Christmas dinner. It's rubbish. It's just a jumped-up Sunday lunch. Think about it. You spend all that money on turkey. Well, let's face it, turkey is just shit chicken, right? My mum cooks turkey for so long, you need a glass of Vaseline just to swallow the bastard. And don't spend all your time trying to make those tiny pigs in blankets. Do what I do. Get a massive Cumberland sausage and wrap it in gammon. A hog in a slanket. That's what I call that. And sprouts. Why are you buying sprouts? Nobody likes them. They're little pockets of evil. They taste like a builder has eaten a full cabbage and then burped in your mouth. Just give me a plate of meat and gravy. And, of course, remember, and the real reason that we can never get rid of Christmas is because Christmas is the only day of the year where you're allowed to start drinking at breakfast time. Any other day of the year, you'd be an alcoholic, but Christmas morning, you're allowed a can of Skull with your cornflakes. It's brilliant. It's Jesus' birthday! It's what he would have wanted. But let's all remember a very important fact, and that is that next year is 2012 and the world's going to end, OK? We all know, we all saw that film, and the world's going to end. So my tip would be to buy people gifts from DFS on a buy now, pay next year situation. And come the summer, while fire and brimstone are raining down during Wimbledon fortnight, you can just sit back on your free corner sofa and laugh your comfy bollocks off. So I ask you to vote blue and tell Ebenezer Flanagan that Britain can afford Christmas. Remember, if we don't have Christmas, we're letting the terrorists win.
Yeah, the terrorists, yeah. He's got a point there. OK, next up, supporting the statement on behalf of the red team, it's Mickey Flanagan.
Go on, Mickey. We all know what trouble we're in economically. Only last Monday, Mervyn King, the head of the Bank of England, phoned me and asked me if he could have a tenner till Friday to see him through the week. Obviously, there's no God. There's another big argument. Don't want to spoil it for you. If there's no God, how could he have had a son? So it's all a bit of a waste of time, really. The other thing is that the country's getting lazier and lazier, and Christmas encourages this. I saw a woman on telly the other day, 40 stone, and how do you get that fat? How Have you not got one friend saying to you, you're packing it on a bit, sister? 40 stone. I mean, when do these people know it's all going a bit wrong? For most of us, it's our genes, isn't it? You think, oh, they're getting a bit tight. They're getting a bit tight. With these people, it must be doorways, mustn't it? Must get up to leave one day. Oh, no, I've gone too far with the Bourneville plane. There's New Year's Eve afterwards, and when you get older, you go out on New Year's Eve, and the people say, oh, come round our house, we're having a party. It's not a party. It's just a few people standing around in a couple of rooms, eating cheese. But you can't say to people, come round our house on New Year's Eve and just stand about a little bit. You've got to say it's a party. I went to one last year. Everyone was quite miserable. There was one group of people in the corner seemed to be having quite a good time. I assumed there were some drugs at the party. I said to the host, what on earth are those people on? He said to me, oh, they're all on tracker rate mortgages over there. So I think we should ban it. We don't want to get fat. We have got no money. People commit suicide at Christmas. And Dignitas is closed. So what I'm trying to say to you is, for all those reasons, it's a ridiculous idea. So just for this year... And anyway, what's the point of buying teenagers presents this year? They got them all during the riots. So vote red. Thank you.
Thanks, Nicky. So, Sean, Robert, what have you got to say to support your teammates?
I hate how early they start Christmas. Yeah. You know, like, I was in Marks and Spencer's in August, and I saw mince pies, I saw a turkey, then I saw Santa and a reindeer. I was off my nut.
You know what I like doing in about February, going into Tesco's and saying to the manager, where's the Christmas stuff? And when he goes, it's gone. I go, not last year, next year. I like to get organised, mate.
Well, Britain wouldn't be able to afford Christmas if it was Britain as in the government. I mean, but it's not them that buys the presents. It's us who do the buying that. And in fact, if we don't go into the shops and buy all the stuff, then that's the only way the economy can recover anyway. So, you know, not a joke, but a mild, not necessarily true economic point.
I mean, that also, the thing you were saying about drinking, as if we haven't got enough problems already, you're encouraging alcohol abuse in the
Only
UK.
on one day.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like to restrict it to one day. I think, you know, like, you're either going to do it or don't do it. I hate these people who say, oh, I have a little drink at Christmas, and you go, well, piss off. You're either committed to it or not. And these people who detox in January, oh, I'm detoxing, oh, I can't be doing that, I'm detoxing. Well, I'll see you in February then, you boring bastard.
I think those are the best times to drink in January. You've got just when you go out, the only people who are drinking are real nutcases.
Proper people.
Still carrying on from New Year's Eve. They're still up.
They go, January's when we really come out to work.
My dad's a functioning alcoholic, and even he stops drinking at Christmas just out of protest. He says, I ain't having it with all these people, these once-a-year drinkers.
Like people who only bet at the Grand National.
Yeah, people who only take ecstasy on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that? You should be banging away on Monday morning on the way to work.
How did your teaching career finish, Mickey?
Well, if I couldn't get E's on the way, I could get them once I got in the classroom. Now. Got anything, son? Oh, a bit of Charlie. That'll do. Give us some.
It's all right. He served his time.
Why are you sitting like a squirrel?
Is this how they sit? How do they sit there? Because I've got such big nuts.
But, of course, people are a bit cash-strapped this year. And all the
But
advertising...
only poor people, Sean.
Yeah.
They're strapped all the time, aren't
But
they?
we're all in it together, aren't we?
No, we're not.
No. One of my objections to Christmas is, I suppose you're getting older, it's the repetition of it. It's the same. I think it should be every 2 years. And then you really look forward to it every 2 years. Like, not quite the 4 years Olympics, but, you know, like an event that happens every 2 years. And I was thinking it'd be great, because think how big the turkeys would be. They'd be massive, like the VW Beetles, wouldn't they? Yeah. You know, putting it in the oven would be like trying to get Chris Moyles into a smart car. Be great, though, wouldn't it?
Turkey's... I mean, I said it there, but turkey is rubbish. About 2 years ago...
Racist!
I stand by it, even if you mean the country, as well. Shite.
I had a Turkish man said he wanted to sleep with me.
A Turkish man wanted to sleep with you?
Yeah, he just come at me when I want to give it to you, man.
You probably look like his sister.
Why are you forced to have Christmas dinner? Shit, I don't like it. Shit, I have one every Sunday.
Yeah, and then afterwards you're just laying there, just depressed, and you're just thinking, this is my life, this is. This is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm going to start self-harming. Then you look at your girlfriend and you go... By the evening, you're just looking at people going, just get out of my life.
Yeah, but pensioners as well. You know, they've got a real dilemma, haven't they? They've got the heat or eat dilemma, haven't they? Not whether we heat them or eat them.
You're supposed to go knock on their door, aren't you?
Yeah.
And run away.
No, you're supposed to check if they're all right over that period, aren't you?
I'll leave it out.
I like doing it to people who are in their sort of late 50s. They get quite offended. All the toys now, I think seriously, all the toys you get are all made in China, which makes Chinese people all elves, isn't it? Whether they like it or not, they're elves.
One of the rules with kids is you sort of stop buying your kids noisy toys pretty early on, don't you? Because they wind you up and that. But other people keep on coming, you know, and so you start to stop being happy when they arrive. People are like, oh, I got them my first piano. You're like, oh, well done, dickhead. That sounds... We've got this one bear, and we got it last Christmas, and we now don't know where it is in the house. And it just goes off randomly throughout the day. Peekaboo, I see you. Which is sort of all right in the day.
At the night, you've been having funny dreams.
4 o'clock in the morning when you got up for a wee and the batteries are going and you just hear, peekaboo, I see you.
My brother was with a girl who he thought really cared about him, and she bought him a few presents, and he put the smallest one to one side, thinking it was, you know, that was the one, you know, bit of jewellery or whatever. And she'd got him a clock radio and some trainers and whatever. And when he opened the little one, he waited for us all to watch, and he opened it, and it was a plug for the clock radio.
I'd love to have seen that.
Yeah, it was one of those lovely magic Christmas moments.
Well, thank you. So it's time for the audience to decide who made the best case. Vote red if you agree with Mickey, who thinks Britain can't afford Christmas, or vote blue if Jason convinced you that we can. Please vote now. I'd say that's a victory for the blue team. Join us after the break to find out who could possibly be better than this guy.
I'm selling this car with free car mats and a keyring.
And some travel suites.
And some travel suites. And some travel suites.
Hello, my precious Muller Deluxe Corner. Real Marcus champagne yogurt, a strawberry underlayer, and a side of little cocoa-dusted balls of deliciousness. Perfection. And there's creme praline flavor, too. I call it Mullerlicious.
School uniforms aren't designed for kids. They're designed for footballers, dancers, artists, and mums. Our uniforms are designed with everyone in mind. F&F high-quality schoolwear from £2. Exclusively available at Tesco.
I heat up, I can't cool down. Got me spinning round and round, round and round, and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Ever, ever.
From Ladybird to Disney, everyone can get the best for their kids. That's the Littlewoods touch.
Today, 889 people will be hit with the news they have cancer. Then it will hit everyone who loves them. No one should face cancer alone, but right now, we simply can't be there for everyone who needs us. We urgently need your support to fund Macmillan nurses and other vital services. Please call 0800 484 0000 now to give £2 a month and help us be there for people facing cancer when they need us most.
Sluggish. Nope. What was the other one? Bloated. Still don't get it.
Maybe animals don't get human tummy niggles because they eat the fibre nature intended. Take the All Bran 5-Day Challenge. Simply start your day with delicious All Bran, and the crunchy clusters of natural wheat bran fibre will help you feel revitalised inside in just 5 days.
Just 5 days?
Got that bit? Take the All Bran 5-Day Challenge and feel all brand new.
There are problems in every toilet. Germs, odour, dirt and lime scale. That's why Domestos has assembled their best team. Extended Germ Kill kills germs. Germ Blaster fights odours. And Total Blast destroys dirt and lime scale. The Domestos Heroes. The Toilet Protection Team.
Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio, Filippo.
Filippo Berio, olive oil for food lovers.
We're being kept down by people who cheated to get where they are. I got a plan to change that.
Go, 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 get him, get him! Where is he? You got the wrong BMW!
It looks exactly the same.
Critics are raving. Pain and Gain is the film of the summer. It's so much fun.
I watched a lot of movies, Paul. I know what I'm doing.
If Ted got you high,
I'm gonna rock your world, ninja style.
this will get you pumped.
What next?
Maybe me and you could go for a drink.
I meant what exercise is next.
Oh, that?
Who ever heard of an army being stopped by the weather?
Freezing, exhausted, depleted.
When they sleep like the dead.
Disasters that change the world. Perfect Storms starts tomorrow at 9 on Yesterday.
Ah, the quintessential British summer day. A spot of trucking, some light-hearted towing, pause for the traditional British summertime snack.
Wow.
And, of course, some outdoor pursuits. Oh, that's a heck of a start to any chap's day. Summer mornings on Dave. Weekdays from 10.
And I'll also throw in some de-icer and an air freshener.
I like it, Ty.
Welcome back to Argumental. Our next round is called That's a Brilliant Idea. I'll present our teams with a series of preposterous statements. They have to produce an argument in support of those statements. When I think they've made a convincing enough case, I'll press the buzzer and we'll move on. And they must begin each argument with the words, "That's a brilliant idea." Sean and Jason, you'll play this one. Sean, we'll start with you. Here's your first statement. By law, all snowmen should be anatomically correct.
Now, that is a brilliant idea, because that means in the winter, all you'd have to do is just buy little carrots, wouldn't you? So little carrot there. Just have the snowman going, what? It's freezing!
Do you know the abominable snowman? Do you know why they call him the abominable snowman? Because instead of a carrot, they use a reindeer's cock. Jason, families should be allowed to cull their most annoying member.
That's a brilliant idea, but worrying that it might be me.
I don't mind. I quite like having my family around me at Christmas. It's the rest of the year. Fucking hate it.
One year we said to my dad, he said, what do you want for Christmas? And he went, you know what I want? I just want all my family, mum, dad, you know, my wife, all my kids, I just want them all to fuck off.
There should be like a meter, shouldn't there, in the house? When people come in, you rate how much you like them, and you just put the meter on. You go, like, moderate. You know, you can stay for an hour. You know, just get it done, and then a buzzer goes, brr, brr, and you've got to go now.
You're right, you didn't need a meter, because, obviously, you could let people know with your face and your behaviour, but going... and just every time they speak, just going...
I think you should just keep coming into the room with a cup of cold piss. And the longer they stay, the more chance they get of that cold piss going over them. Just add a bit of tension to it.
You know what that's called? That's called blue sky thinking.
Yeah.
Sean, real life should be more like Mario Brothers.
That is a brilliant idea. If you live in a house like I do, that has 2 floors, it'd mean that every time you got to the top of the stairs, you'd be able to jump off and slide down a flag.
I like the way you said that, like I do. Like you're showing up. There's 2 floors where I live. I don't know what sort of shithole you're living in. We've got a ground and a first floor.
There's quite a few floors in the homeless shelter, isn't there? They've got Jason, the Queen should end her Christmas speech with a fan dance.
That's a brilliant idea! And let's be honest, she could already be doing that and none of us would know. Nobody has ever watched it under the age of 50. Let's start this tradition. I know you're thinking it's a bit icky, you know, doing all it's a bit disrespectful, but let's think about it logically. In the not-too-distant future, Kate Middleton is going to be Queen. Just think of it as an investment, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Sean. Who do you think did the best job? So it's red for Sean or blue for Jason. Please vote now. I'd say that's blue. Jason was the most convincing. Well done to the blue team. It's on to our live guest round, and to help us get to the heart of the next debate, welcome tonight's very special guest. It's Santa. Hello, Santa. What have you got me? Oh, you got me an orange. Wow, thanks a lot. You really pulled out all the stops there. You are Santa. You're not real. You're obviously not the real Santa.
He's busy. He's busy.
Well, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. Well, the reason I say this is I've met the real Santa, and you don't look anything like him. In fact, I think you've got a fucking nerve. But Santa, I've met Santa. He's not fat. He's quite thin. Keeps himself in shape. He's quite tall. You know, he hasn't got a beard. He's got sideburns. He looks like a cross between Wolverine from the X-Men and Peter Crouch. Also, you do a bit of painting and decorating, don't you? And I've met painters and decorators. You don't look anything like them.
Can't believe we've got Santa and the Grinch right next to each other.
Yeah. Oh, that hurts me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me.
God.
1-0 Manford.
OK, the statement I want you to argue is this. Santa is better than Jesus. Obviously, we couldn't get him. He's not ready yet. So, first up, to argue that Santa is better than Jesus, it's Sean.
Go, Sean. He's big. Come on, man, let's go.
Santa is obviously better than Jesus. For a start, in no way does he look like me. That is nice. At no time in my life has someone shouted to me, "Oi, Santa, you look like a knob!" And look at their achievements. Jesus saved mankind from sin, la, 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 la. Santa brings us Lego. That's what we want, yeah. What do you want? Do you want to go to heaven, or do you want to build a Millennium Falcon? Santa, year in, year out, chimney, presents, bosh, next house. Jesus, he did one thing 2,000 years ago, and he doesn't stop banging on about it. He's worse than Chico. Jesus is God. Jesus is so 30 AD. When you get your finger trapped to the door, you should go, "Ah, Santa!" When I'm in bed with a girl, I don't want her to be going, "Oh, Jesus!" I want her to be going, "Santa! Santa! Santa! That's it right there! Santa! 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 Fucking Claus!" He even laughs like the real one. But Santa's normal. Look at Santa. He's normal. He's got a wife. He's got kids. Not kids, midgets. He's grounded. He's got a family life. He knows what it's like to be a normal person. He's seen some things. He's been in every single house, haven't you? I bet you've walked into the wrong room accidentally, haven't you? Watch an 18-year-old girl sleeping. You dirty dog. Look at you dirty dog. Even talking about it, you've got an erection. You dirty, 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 dirty dog. Woof! Give me a hug. Santa's wearing red. Vote red.
Can you cross over there, you fake Santa? I dressed up as the real Santa once, right? And they had to call security when I was halfway through the orphanage.
This local charity said, "Oh, we dress up as Santa and that," and you're sort of a bit nervous. And then you probably find this as you're going around meeting these kids. When they come in, you suddenly just Santa overtakes you, and you go from being this nervous bloke inside a Santa costume to just going, "Ho, ho, ho! Little boy, sit on my knee. I know you're 18, but just sit down on my knee."
Whereas the real Santa speaks like this. Do you want some presents? He's not a nice guy. OK, next up, opposing Sean and arguing Jesus is better than Santa, it's Robert.
Hello, Santa. Yes, of course, Jesus is better than Santa. I mean, look at how many people believe in Jesus. There's 1 billion Christians think he's the Son of God. 1 billion Muslims think he's an important prophet. Jews think he was a bit of an uppity upstart. And even atheists revere Jesus Christ, especially when they're trying to get their children into the local C of E primary school. So, Jesus is love. He's everywhere. He's like sunlight. He's everywhere at once. Whereas Santa, he's more just North Pole-based, which is not as good. Speaking of good, Jesus is good. In fact, Jesus is great, whereas Santa is just jolly, which is balls by comparison. I mean, Jesus can walk on water, he can turn water into wine, he can turn wine into a beautiful ritual which symbolises the way he redeemed the world. What can Santa do? He comes down a chimney, leaves you a jigsaw. Not even a power tool. I mean, a shit wooden puzzle that no child wants, when Christopher Sims got a fucking BMX. Jesus says, let the meek inherit the earth. He says, let him without sin cast the first stone. What does Santa say? He says, ho, ho, ho. He sounds like a pissed-up uncle who's just trying to style it out because he's just realised everyone can now smell his fart. So, just think what Christmas is really about. It's about getting stressed for 2 months thinking about how members of your family who spend the rest of the year avoiding each other are going to come into semi-jocular collision, and you hope that nobody brings up the thing, or the other thing, or that other thing, so that the whole thing doesn't kick off. But after that, it's about pacifying children because you forgot to get batteries for the toys that you've unwisely been building up since the autumn. But after that, it's about waiting for the pubs to open so you can swap stories about whether or not you got away with it, even though the people you've left at home really resent the fact that you're in the pub. But after that, I think you'll find it's about Jesus. And amen to that. Thank you. Vote blue.
Very good. Very good.
Thanks, Robert, and thanks to our guest, Santa.
Nice one, Santa.
Go on. You fraud. Anything like him. Got a bloody nerve. Yeah. You're probably in with him, aren't you? Getting a cut.
Bird up there, isn't it?
That's one of his birds. She thinks he's his bird. She just happens to be the bird in this town.
Yeah. Girl in every chimney.
So, Jason, Mickey, is there anything you'd like to add to your teammates' arguments?
I mean, Santa's really sort of... Look how much joy he brings to children. You go, oh, Santa's going to be here and all that. But what do you use Jesus for? To threaten people and make people feel bad, don't you? Whereas, you know, you don't say, oh, if you do something wrong, you know, you threaten them with Santa.
Well, you do. Is that what you say? If you're not a good little boy, Santa's not going to bring you any presents. So you
most
definitely
kids
do.
now go, don't care. Don't want.
I've looted everything I need.
Don't care. I'll phone up Childline, get you nicked.
I think it partly depends on whether you like your imaginary characters fat or thin, doesn't it?
Well, Jesus was a real fella, though. Wasn't he? He was a real bloke.
Or
He was a real man.
Probably was a real man.
I'm not saying he was
You
a
don't have to believe that he was, you know, super-duper.
I think he was probably...
Super-duper?
Super-duper. I think that's the Catholic terminology.
What was that? Imagine the Pope getting up and going, he was super-duper. He was super-duper. That's how the Pope talks, isn't it? You remember when he left, the Pope came over, right at the death, he just turned on the plane and he went, sorry for fucking the children. And, ducked in the plane.
To be fair, he only covered up the other people who fucked the children.
Yeah. He was driving the bus.
I'll tell you the biggest thing that annoyed me about the Pope when he came in is about 2 weeks after he left, the Catholic Church started to relent on condoms and saying, actually, you know, in certain circumstances, namely sex, they're still not acceptable as balloons at kids' parties. And he said you are allowed to use them. And I was insulted that 2 weeks after he'd spent time in Manchester and Birmingham, he went, actually, I think contraception is a good idea. Out of the two, right, and, you know, say it was 2,000 years ago, I'd want to be Jesus' mate. Not 2,000 years ago, because he was only 11. But, I mean, like... less than that. When he was 25, maybe.
Are you saying that you wanted to be a disciple?
I would have been one of his mates, definitely. I think he sounded like a top...
No.
He basically was. No, he basically was just a nice bloke who went, just be nice to each other and love each other and that, and,
No, but imagine you want to go out on a proper weekend, you know. Proper weekend. Oh, we're all going over to Amsterdam. We're going to, you know, he'll be like, I can't really do that.
When you pop to church, right, you know, you pop to church for a Christian or whatever, and you go, it's full of nice people. People are nice there. They're generally
there's nice people everywhere. They don't keep going on about it all the time, do they?
I like pitch and putt. I go down knocking on people's doors saying, come and play. So, is Santa better than Jesus? Once again, the audience will decide who made the best case. It's a blue card for Robert and a red card for Sean. Please vote now. I'd say that's blue.
Oh, no.
Well done, mate. Which means that tonight's winners are the blue team. Right, just time to say thanks to tonight's guests, Mickey Flanagan and Jason Manford, and our captains, Sean Walsh and Robert Webb. Good night.
This is Dave. Next, the news quiz. Have I got news for you?